Hello everyone, this is Silver Bar and I am Drechchenkov. Silver wire. Actually, what is special about it? I will tell you. Silver wire, strangely enough, is an integral part of such a jewelry technique as filigree. And from this supposedly simple thing you can create amazing works. In general, let's will have making out. Filigree. One of the oldest types of artistic metal processing. The name filigree comes from two Latin words, filum thread and granum grain. There are three main types of this jewelry art. The first, soldered filigree. This is such a technique in which a wire pattern is soldered onto a metal sheet substrate, and after that are performing the rest of the work. Then an open work filigree. This technique involves attaching the patterns from the wire already without this base, but for such technique is needed a more enriched experience of working with metal. And last, this is relief filigree. Here need a high level of skill, because for this technique is used the technique of open work filigree, but already for massed individual parts, which then have to be assembled into one large product. In the 9th–10th century, the technique began to be applied in Kievan Rus. However, as such, the cast wire wasn't yet used, but grains were used. In the 12th–13th century, the products were already of high quality. Then they began to use the technique of soldering filigree, and from the 13th century already open work and relief filigree, and also began to add stones. In the 15th–16th centuries, the perfection of filigree began. Various materials were used: precious stones, enamel, wood, carved bone. The most famous scanners at the time were Ambrosi and Ivan Fomin. And finally, the flowering called the filigree occurs in the period from the 18th to the 19th century. It was at this time that it began to be perceived as a kind of jewelry art and used not only for creating ornaments but also for filling small objects. And how are filigree products made? To begin with, the future filigree should be drawn. Artists using paint or a pencil draw each line in the pattern. It turns out not just a scratch, but almost a draft of our product, according to which craftsman will then collect the filigree. Then the masters begin to superimpose on each line drawn on our sheet a very thin silver wire. To make a three-dimensional shape, pieces of wire are fixed on the gypsum blank with glue. Each curl is done by hand. The masters cut off the wire piece by piece and twisting the necessary patterns. The products have so many elements, and it is very important that they are similar to each other. After the wire was laid out on the patterns on paper, layers of metal sprinkled with solder, powder of silver and borax. Next, the master takes the torch and directs the flame onto the silver spirals. Due to the high temperature, the solder melts and finally glues all the necessary fragments. The main thing is not to overexpose or melt the pattern. Then this part is lowered into sulfuric acid, after which on the surface silver is formed an invisible film that in the future will protect against corrosion. This process is called chemical passivation. Further, all this product is polished to eliminate the irregularities that remained after the soldering. Notice, the silver has become even brighter. Remains of solder are then manually peeled off each filigree detail. Then the master carefully examines the work done, since the product should be without flaws. And in the end, for the necessity, some filigree products are covering with the colored vitreous enamel. Any element can be supplemented with enamel. Filigree decorations come in different levels of complexity, from light, small works to huge and painstaking masterpieces of art. Moreover, the manufacture of such products by the time of their creation can reach whole months of assiduous work. Each work is unique as it is made only by hand. Industrial machines and mechanisms simply cannot perform some artistic moments which only a person can do, and with such elegance that a human can make. Therefore, these filigree products are so valuable in our society. That's all for today, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, put your likes, write comments. Until next time.